Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the 76 Cents Pod. I'm Lucia.
I'm Ashley, and today we're going to be talking about, or we're going to be looking at some things on Reddit. I'm sure everyone has seen this kind of thing on TikTok, but we're going to be looking at Am I the Asshole? The threads on TikTok, on Reddit. So it's going to be our takes on these crazy situations. So Let's jump right in.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and just read the first one that we saw at the top?
Okay. Yes, so literally on the top of the page right now is like one that has 20,000 upvotes. It's literally from 17 hours ago. So this seems like it's gonna be the tea a little bit. Okay, this is kind of long. Should I read the whole thing or just like?
I guess can switch off.
We will discuss as we read. Okay.
Yeah.
So this one, like the title thing is, am I the asshole for making all the women in my family leave after they all showed up to my wedding wearing white?
First off of the bat, I'm going to say no, because I think I'd be mad if that happened to me. So let's see what happens in the story.
And like, that's just like basic wedding.
That's just rude. Exactly.
Yeah. Like, you should know not to wear white to a wedding, but here we go. Okay. I, male 33, have a large family, mostly aunts and female cousins aside from mom, stepmom, stepsister, and grandmother. I don't know how to say this, but all those women I mentioned above are into teasing and joking. They've formed a unit, which I admit is kind of toxic, and they tease and roast every new woman that enters the family by marriage by setting up tests to see if they deserve to be part of the family. First off, I feel that kind of like, I like roasting people, but like, you don't gotta roast every single person that comes into the family and like test them. Like, I want to know like what he means by like tests.
Yeah, like what kind of boundaries are going on here? Because like, obviously you can like friendly joke with people, but like what are they doing to this lady? I don't understand. Guess we'll see.
Yeah, I'm curious to see like like how far do they take it usually, which from the title I'm thinking they're gonna take it pretty far, but let's continue. Okay. To see if they deserve to be part of his family, or roast their looks and styles to the point of breaking confidence and self-esteem down. Okay, so it is bad. It is bad.
That sounds bad.
Okay. Then after a few months of teasing, they'd announce that they finally welcomed them into the family. The newest member would join in on the teasing too, which is crazy, as my dad says. So I guess it's like a rite of passage in their family, but like, I feel like I wouldn't want to be on the other end of that. Like, once you make it to the other side and you get to be like the one teasing, like maybe it's funny, but like, I don't know.
Yeah. Do you want me to read the next paragraph?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. When I first introduced my then girlfriend, now wife, I made it clear that I didn't want any of the women in the unit to come at her or harass her, not even with a single word. Okay, that's nice, like setting some boundaries.
Yeah.
But then it says they went behind my back and roasted her looks and job. And I discovered they were doing it on Facebook. I had them apologize one by one after they gave we're just testing the water to see if she's capable to be part of the family excuse with quotation marks. They didn't want to apologize, but once I said I wouldn't invite any of the unit unless they apologized, including my mom, everyone immediately apologized and brought gifts for my wife. First of them was my stepmom and my stepmom-in-law. I don't know.
Sister-in-law.
Sister. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. That's just kind of rude, especially if they're doing it on Facebook. Like,
and like,
you had one job.
He asked them not to, and like, I don't know, did it say that they agreed? He said that when he first introduced her, like, he asked them not to even say a single word, but like, I guess they didn't explicitly say like they didn't agree to that, but still, like, if he asked, like, you should,
right? Like, why wouldn't you just respect that? Maybe like you don't want that to happen.
Yeah. And like the fact that like it would be one thing if it was like when he was there at like family gatherings and it was going on and like he could defend her, but like on Facebook for like I don't know if it was like in Facebook messages or like for everyone else to see, but like that's just too much either way. Like
Yeah. Now it's like bringing everyone else into it. Not that
yeah,
serious.
yeah. And like at least they did apologize, but it
Mhm.
did say they didn't want to apologize. But he literally had to like give them an ultimatum, like that they wouldn't be invited
Yeah.
to like the wedding. That's
Yeah. So
really
that's
sad.
the next part. I know. Like you guys were I think they were taking the joke way too far.
Yeah. And
Let's
not
see.
even like that it was a joke. I feel like they were probably just being rude.
Yeah. At that point, yeah, definitely. Let's see. What does the next part say?
Okay, I
My
can read it.
wedding. Okay, you got it.
Or you can read it. My wedding was 2 weeks ago. There was talk about the women in the family wanting to pull a prank on my wife by wearing white and called it the ultimate test to see how my wife would react. My brother warned me, so I announced that if any one of them showed up in white, I'd have them kicked out, including my mom. They said this wasn't true and they'd never do such a thing. But they showed up to my wedding one by one wearing white dresses, and each and every one of them was told to leave after they tried giving excuses by either making scenes or getting the men involved. The senior women of the unit, who were mom and aunts, also showed up in white but refused to leave. I threatened to take harsher action, and mom was pissed, telling me to step aside, but I didn't let her in. I had her leave while the men in the family were watching, stunned. Dad was on my side and supported me a lot. I felt absolutely awful because my wedding was being interrupted by them making scenes. So this is bad. Like on mom.
Yeah. Like, okay. If he already explicitly told you not to wear them to the wedding, and it's his wedding, like it should be about him and his wife, and you still show up wearing a white dress, like at that
Yeah.
point, it's just like you don't respect anything that he's saying.
Yeah,
Like,
and
what
he
is
told
going
them
on?
beforehand. He literally told them beforehand, like, if you do this, I will kick you out. And then like they were
Yeah.
shocked when he actually like did it. Like, okay. And like the fact that they were trying to get the men involved, like probably their husbands or whatever, to defend them, I'm like, nah, they didn't do that. Like, they're not
Yeah.
part of this. Like, don't try to make an excuse. Like, you did this. Okay, I'm keep reading. My wife was hurt beyond measure, but the women in the family were pissed. My cousin blasted me on social media later, saying I excluded all the women from the wedding because my wife was so insecure she couldn't handle another woman's presence at her wedding. I had an argument with them, and mom berated me, saying it was supposed to be a prank, but I said they were taking it too far. Mom said I took it too far by kicking them out because they were trying to get a reaction from my wife to see if she was one of those bridezillas, and we're going to change as soon as the prank was over. But I ruined my own and entire wedding by reacting so aggressively. I stopped talking after she said I had to bring my wife and apologize. I hadn't seen a lot of them in 2 weeks and they've excluded me from everything. Was I the asshole for how I handled this?
No,
No.
I don't think so. I think most of the comments are agreeing with us. Like here, one of them was saying, yeah, this is really deranged. It's just a mean girls club. The women were angry that they didn't have the chance to haze the fiance, so they wanted to ruin her wedding. Yeah, it's
But
not
like,
a prank. It's really rude.
yeah, the thing is, like, they could have done that like before the wedding, and they had clearly
Yeah.
like Facebook stuff, and like he asked them to stop, and then they decided like on his wedding day to do this. Like, that's just messed up. Like, you could like do it any other day, but like not the wedding day. Like, that's not a joke. That shouldn't be something that like you mess up
I
for
know.
someone else and like play pranks on someone at their wedding. Like, that's a very serious occasion. Like, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, and I feel bad for his wife because like now she, like, obviously they still love each other, but it's just like your husband's family is like horrible to you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do. Like, probably cut them out. Like, I wouldn't even contact them anymore.
Yeah. And the fact that they're like calling her a bridezilla, like, because she didn't want other people to wear white. And like the thing is, she wasn't even the one instigating it. Like, it was the son trying to like defend her. And like,
Yeah.
they should have known like that was wrong. And he told them beforehand. Like, I don't see how she's even being a bridezilla. Like, she just wants to enjoy her wedding and like not be berated by her fiance's family. Like, I'm sorry, that's not a bridezilla. That's just like a normal person.
Yeah.
Don't get
Yeah.
it.
Everyone's just saying, yeah, these comments are pretty much all agreeing. They're like, yeah, I don't know why those women are literally trying to haze you, which is true. Like with the joking and like they're like testing her. Like, it's not, why are you like testing someone's life? I don't understand.
Yeah.
This is just rude.
Yeah, no, he's not the asshole. The whole family is the
Yeah,
asshole.
exactly. We
The
agree.
people who did that. The people who were involved
The people
in
who
like
were white.
yeah. And like, yeah, it may have been funny if like they just showed up like, I don't know, to the rehearsal wearing all white or something, but not like the actual wedding. Like, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just sounds terrible.
Anyways.
Also, I feel bad because like now I feel like the wife is gonna be like the black sheep of the family and they're not gonna like forgive and forget it. I feel like they're gonna be like, well, she didn't let us prank her, so like blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I hope
weird.
they just like don't communicate with them anymore. Cause like they're not gonna, if they're not gonna apologize, then like why even like make the effort to like keep in touch, especially when they did that to them at their wedding.
Yeah. I don't know. I just would not want to be her. I'm so sorry. Like, your in-laws are terrible.
Yeah.
Maybe not like the men, but I don't know.
Hey, women can be able to. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I found another one. This one's a short one from 7 hours ago in the recent or the hot category. It's short, so I'll just read it. I want to see what you think.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for not saying espresso? My husband has recently gotten interested in coffee as a hobby. He's begun spending all his free time scouring coffee forums looking for tips and has ordered his own plants. I'm glad he found something fulfilling in his life, but that's not the issue. The issue is that it's gone to the point that he started policing my language. I say espresso like espresso. English is not my mother tongue, and it's just easier to say that way. He insists I work on it to say it the right way. I have no desire to do this, and I told him so. He now says he feels attacked by my words, but I just feel attacked by him. Am I the asshole?
Hold up. This made me go into coffee farms.
Forums.
I thought you said farms. I'm sorry. I got hung up on that like from the beginning. I was like, hold on.
He was buying
There are
plants,
coffee
though.
farms?
There probably are coffee farms, but I don't know if they're like nearby.
Wait, so what is she asking? Like, am I the asshole for? Like, what? I'm so
For not pronouncing espresso like espresso.
I feel like that's stupid. Like,
I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, even if your husband is getting into coffee as a hobby, is it really that serious?
And
But
like, if it's
let me read one of
like, if it's actually causing arguments, like I feel like he's like not normal. Like I feel like that's really a red flag. I don't know.
Okay, and this is one of the comments that made me raise my eyebrows. How is the sentence English is not my mother tongue relevant if you're butchering an Italian word? And I think this person is siding with the husband here.
Okay.
I don't see how that's like contributing to your argument at all. It's not relevant at all.
I don't know. I just think that's so stupid to like argue over like
yeah
how you say a word.
yeah
Like it would be funny. I'd be like, haha, you don't say espresso right. But I wouldn't be like, how dare you not say espresso? Like what?
The fact that he said the husband said he felt attacked. Like
I'm sorry. That's not that deep, my dude.
It's not that deep. I really promise you it's not that deep. Like if she, or I don't know if it's she, but if this person just isn't into coffee, like at least they're still supporting their husband. Like it's not that I don't know. I just don't think it's that deep. So I don't think they're the asshole.
His like self-esteem is too fragile. If that's why he feels attacked, like, bro, I could literally roast you and you would like want to kill yourself. Like, that is not deep. I'm sorry. That was a distasteful joke. Apologies. But it's like, if you really think that's that big of a deal, like, you really need to put your life into perspective.
Yeah. Okay. And then okay. The comments are like really fighting about this language thing. I'm like, okay, language is actually made up. So really, okay. But anyways, the original poster said, it's hard for me to pronounce it the way that he does because Italian is also not my mother tongue. And then someone said, hey, here, I'm a former barista. Everyone is like this when they first start getting into coffee. They're very snobby because they think they're smart and better than you. So you're not the asshole. Language is for communication and everyone knows what you're talking about. So your husband can get over it. And I agree completely with that statement.
Yeah.
I think he's just gonna be that kind of guy. Like those people who are really into coffee and like, they just want to show you that they know everything about it. Like just whatever, just let them have it.
Yeah.
It's not that serious.
Yeah. You need a new husband.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. If that's what you guys are really arguing over to the point of feeling attacked, no.
I feel like there are other issues there that need to be discussed.
Yeah. Please seek some help. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wishing you all the best though.
Yeah. Good luck.
I found one. This one is kind of crazy. I have to redo this.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so the title is, Am I the Asshole for Telling My Pregnant Cousin She's My Sister and Making Her Divorce Her Husband in doing so?
What the?
Okay, let's dive right in. Okay, I, 25 female, and my cousin, 25 female, have been very close. Adding to that, we look very much alike, bold on the very much, so they look very, very much alike. Which is very obvious since most of our family has brown/red hair, while we both are blonde. Me and my cousin got married at roughly the same time. Both of our husbands are very close friends to each other, 29 and 27. In her pregnancy, we found out that we are both Rh negative, which for those who don't know is like, has to do like blood type. After some time, I found out that my uncle is Rh positive, which means that he cannot be the father. I told my parents, who then told me that she is actually my twin sister and that she was given to my uncle and aunt who raised her as their own since my aunt is infertile or thought to be after an accident. It is fairly common in our culture to give a child to an infertile sibling. I was very conflicted after finding this out and told my husband, who then supposedly accidentally told my cousin's husband. Well, last week, after her doing some research on the Rh factor, her husband is Rh positive. She also found out that her parents can't be her parents. She came to me crying and I told her everything. Shocked at everyone knowing but her and hurt by the betrayal of her husband, she asked her husband for a divorce and has ceased any contact with me. I don't know why I told her. I'd even had to promise my parents and my aunt and uncle to never tell her, who also won't talk to me. Everyone is blaming me and my brother-in-law is absolutely devastated. So am I the asshole? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think especially if you weren't supposed to tell her.
But
like maybe I can understand like it is kind of significant to know that, like especially if you're gonna have a child, but also like if the family didn't want her to know that, then I feel like there was some other reason for why they did.
I feel like she's not the asshole though, because like it's not like she just told her like out of nowhere. Like the cousin like found out that her parents weren't her parents, like couldn't be, from like medical tests. So I think like she wasn't necessarily trying to like hurt her by telling her. I think she was like trying to like make her feel better, but like in the end, like she probably shouldn't have said that, or like maybe not have been the one to tell her that. But I don't think like would have said anything otherwise, you know?
Like the cousin was the one who was confused. So like if that situation happened to me, I don't know if I would be able to just sit there and act like I didn't know anything. So like I understand that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe like it just didn't, like it wasn't received very well, obviously. And she probably, I mean, the cousin probably felt betrayed because everyone knew except for her. So like I understand that like she wouldn't want to talk to this person anymore.
Yeah. Bro, but also like I just don't, I feel like the parents are low-key the assholes here. Like they like kept that from both of them.
Yeah.
But also
like
there's an
were they
update
ever going to tell her, like, or were they just gonna like keep the secret to the grave? Like that's not something that you can just like cover up once you have like literal DNA evidence. So
And there's an update here. It says my cousin slash sister just told me a lot more people knew than we thought. My grandparents, my parents, uncles, and aunts, etc. It was an open secret. She also thought I must have known for longer. I did not, but she does not believe me. So basically, the whole family knew, like that.
Yeah,
they gave their child. Like I feel like it would be hard to keep that a secret from the whole family, obviously, but like everyone knew about it except for them.
yeah, I think that's on the family.
Yeah.
Like this person literally didn't know, and then imagine like growing up your whole life thinking that your cousin, well, like your sister is your cousin because no one ever told you anything, but everyone knew. And then now you're an adult and you find out, like obviously that's a shock. I don't think, like I think her reaction, like the person who posted, I think her reaction was justified. Like what would you do if your cousin came to you and was like, I just found out this about our family and you also knew about it, but you didn't know that, like, I don't know. It's just that just seems a little bit messed up for them to all hide it from them.
Yeah, with the update, it seems like the cousin like is talking to her again and like saying that like the rest of the family knew, like the cousin told her that, or the sister, whatever. But like, I don't know. I feel like she probably was just upset, like finding that out. Like anyone would be upset, like finding that out from anyone.
Yeah.
So I don't think like the person who wrote this is necessarily like the asshole. I think the situation is just like kind of messed up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's any one person's fault.
Yeah, I don't think I can really blame like a specific person. Maybe like just the rest of the family in general for like if they were never going to tell them, then like that's obviously a problem. If they're like, I don't know if they're just waiting, which is also weird if they're already adults and like married and like living their own lives. Like you could just bring it up, have like a family meeting. I don't know, something. There's like probably some way to do it.
I feel like they were just gonna keep it like a secret, honestly.
Like, yeah, I think that's where they went wrong because like people are just gonna find out things. Like you can't just hide it forever, especially if other people know.
Like, have you seen Pretty Little Liars or The Parent Trap?
Exactly.
The truth comes out.
Yeah, for real.
Oh my god.
Okay, I have another one. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, hold on. Let me cough real quick. Okay, this one was posted 6 hours ago. Am I the asshole for turning my friend group against my friend's new boyfriend?
Ooh,
okay. Okay, here we go. So this boyfriend is new to our friend group and many people don't have good vibes about him. My friend told me about an interaction she had with him. For context, her parents are lesbians and her mom is Indian. Her mom had her and her brother with the help of a sperm donor and she is white. Her mom dropped her off and this guy, I guess the boyfriend, saw her and asked who the brown woman was. She told him that it was her mom dropping her off. He asked her if they were related and she tried to deflect, but he kept pushing her. So she told her about who she was related to. This only seems a bit rude, but he was also a real jerk to a black friend of ours and acted all surprised when he learned that she was in med school. It was like he couldn't believe she got in, even asked her about her scores and was shocked when she told him her excellent scores. and made a comment about her not needing any help to get in. People really pissed off at him. Okay, you're not the asshole. That man is just okay. This is not even the end of the story. This is not even the end of the story, but I already hate him. Anyways, I asked her if I could tell my other friends what happened. Sorry. And I told them her interaction with him, and people are already not happy with him. And it led to a lot of my friends deciding that they didn't want to hang out with him. It has led to our group slowly cutting off our friend as she has taken his side and thinks we're being sensitive and that he's just a curious person. No. Girl, you need help. Okay, last paragraph. She is particularly mad at me for spreading around what my friend told me. I feel like an asshole because I knew that my friend would probably cut them off if I shared it, and I did. My friend is sad and alone. She doesn't have a lot of other friends, and she's feeling lonely. She found out that I was the one who told them about what happened, and she is very upset with me for not talking to her about it. I didn't try to talk to her, but because she is stubborn, and I don't think she would have listened to me, but I should have tried. No. You're not the asshole. He's just freaking racist. Like, what the?
Dude, the second you said like that, he said,
yeah, exactly.
Who is that brown woman? I was like, hold up, wait,
no.
That's some racial tension there.
Exactly.
Why did you say who is that brown woman? Like, just the connotation did not sound great.
Exactly. And then he had his little microaggression moment when he was like,
yeah,
oh, you got into med school? Like what year do you think this is? I don't understand.
Is this the 1960s?
Yeah, like what is going on?
And like the fact that he also had to be like that she did it like without any help, as if like
Black people, like what do you mean?
College like out of like a handout or something. Like what are you talking about, sir? No, red flags all over the place.
Yeah, and I feel like this post was written by like a younger person, because it seemed like, or like med school, maybe like our age, but it's like, no, like it's very clear that like you're not the asshole. Your friend's boyfriend and your friend, they're both assholes. Like how would she even side with him without also agreeing with what he's saying? You know what I mean? True. It just shows her character.
I feel like maybe the friend like either is ignorant or is like trying to overlook those things because like she wants a boyfriend or something, like it may be that. Yeah, which like still that's not sad. Good. Not good to like excuse like someone's actions. Like you can't just let people get away with stuff like that.
Yeah,
but I feel bad for like the friend who's dating him because like she's getting cut off from her friends, and like that's probably not good because like she's gonna like rely on that boyfriend like more. But it's like at the same time like he's messed up. I feel like they need to sit down and be like, yo, your boyfriend sucks because he's a bad person. But I mean, it sounds like they already kind of did that actually, and she just like didn't want to hear it. So I don't know.
Yeah, like if this person still feels bad and like wants to be this girl's friend, I would try to like sit down with her and talk with her and just be like, yeah, we don't like him because he has these awful views, and like it's very clear that he's not changing because like he hasn't done anything like to signify that that he would be improving at all. Yeah. So like we don't want to hang out with him, and like we don't want to be around him because that like, and if this friend really wants to like still be their friend, like she should at least like not have rose-colored glasses and just think, oh, because he's my boyfriend, like he has to be the perfect person. Like maybe she needs to like evaluate his behavior a little bit,
Yeah, that's just she needs to break up with him. She needs to.
He really does.
Better. At least her friends like sound like they know like how to be good people. Like they're like literally racist. Like what?
Yeah.
You.
No.
Mm-mm. They are not the asshole. Sorry, I'm trying to find like other ones.
Yeah, it's good. Some of these are like not juicy, so it's like let me look at the top stories again from, let's maybe say all time or this year. Maybe from this year. Let's see if there's any good ones. Okay, here's one. I think there's been some lively debate, but this is from 3 months ago. 50,000 upvotes. Am I the asshole for quote quote announcing that my dad is not paying my college tuition? So, my aunt and uncle are paying for my cousin's college. My dad had a college fund for me, but he had stipulations like he wanted nothing below a B for grades and to pre approve any classes I take and weekly meetings to discuss grades and a bunch of other stuff, which would be fine if you had a normal dad. Mine isn't. My dad has a temper, and I spent 6th through 12th grade stressed out about grades and being screamed at or grounded over things that weren't even my fault, like a teacher not updating my online grades or assignment being marked missing because of that, and getting my backpack and locker randomly searched by him for no reason decides to make sure I'm not hiding anything. I decided to pay for school myself because of one, not being stressed over or getting screamed at, and two, I didn't feel like constantly worrying that he'd disapprove of a class or grade and decide not to pay, which I could totally see him doing. I'd rather be in debt than controlled for 4 more years. I just finished my first year of college. Well, my family got together, and sometimes they're nosy. They were talking about my cousin's school, and my uncle looked at my dad and said, "Well, how much is your school costing you?" I said, "What are you asking him for? I'm the one paying for it." Later on, my dad was pissed and said that it was out of line to say that and that I embarrassed him. I didn't do it to embarrass him. I was being honest. He doesn't even know how much tuition is, so he was the wrong person to ask. Am I the asshole? No. I
100%.
believe no, absolutely not.
Because like the
That's
thing is
like you have a horrible parent. I'm sorry. Like your
yeah,
dad is just not a good person.
yeah, like they're not allowed to like even get like a single like assignment turned in late or something. Like that's so stupid. And like
Yeah.
the thing is, I don't think they said it out of malice either. They weren't like, "Oh, I'm paying for my own college." But
Yeah.
like his like self-esteem just be so low because he's like, "You embarrass me in front of the family." Like that's
There's a lot of
Ew.
fragile man egos, I feel like, on this thread.
Really though, it's so easy to like upset men. I feel like because
Yeah.
their egos are so fragile. Like you
Because
literally say
anytime,
anything, like stupid, and they're like, "How dare you?"
yeah,
Like,
anytime I like hear about like a viral story from here, it's if it's like about a man, it's always like this, it's usually like a woman like doing something very like trivial and the man's like getting worked up over it. But then in the other case, it'll be like a man doing something insane and horrible and like overreacting to like someone else. And then like no one else in the story is at fault, but then he's like, "Am I the asshole?" And they're like, "Yeah." Like,
yeah,
what's wrong with you?
dude. Literally, like most of these stories, I feel like it's men having fragile egos and like overreacting, being like, "How dare you like disrespect me for like not saying espresso?" Like, what the
Yeah.
heck? And then like, but the women are actually like, "Am I the asshole because my um husband is like has been cheating on me and like I said something to him?" Like, what? No,
Like,
like
girl, read your sentence
not
again. Let's
like
what
I
the?
don't know. I feel like it's like a psychological level. Like women are more like
I
I
think
don't
they do
know.
blame themselves because it's like everything's your
Yeah,
fault or whatever.
yeah, or like women are like less reactive to certain things like that. I feel like I don't know certain people. I guess it depends on the person as well. I can't make like broad generalizations,
Yeah, true.
but from what I have seen,
Yeah.
not looking good.
I like the comment section on this one. It's pretty wholesome. They're all like, you did the right thing.
Yeah,
You're not in charge of your dad's emotions.
right. Yes.
Exactly, like it's not your problem. Your dad is toxic. Dang.
Actually, that's something I've had to learn too is like you are not responsible for other people's emotions. Like I used to like
Yeah.
think that like, oh, if I made someone upset, like that's my fault, like I did something wrong. But like that's not always true. Like sometimes you just can't help like other people's emotions and you're not like supposed to control like what everyone else is feeling.
Yeah. like if you communicated clearly, it's not your fault. Like if they react badly, like
Exactly.
if it's not like a very serious situation, like obviously it depends, but like, yeah, I like this one comment. It says, "You're not the asshole. It's embarrassing to him that you hate his control so much that you would turn down your college fund. Um, so he should be embarrassed." But yeah, like basically, like maybe if the dad like didn't have such a tight like grip on this person's life, especially now that they're in college.
Yeah.
Like if you have the money to pay for your child's education, like why wouldn't you just want them to go to college and like get the most that they could out of it instead of like micromanaging their life? Like if you're privileged enough that you can pay for your kids' education, like okay, I get like maybe you don't want them to fail, but it's like getting a B is not gonna be like the end of the world. And like who cares what classes they're taking? They need to like, what if they want to just take classes that they enjoy? It's not that serious.
Yeah. I just feel like the dad needs to like calm down.
Yeah.
And he does deserve to be embarrassed, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, that's embarrassing behavior.
Yeah. Like that's the reason that that person turned down your money is because you were doing too much. So maybe reevaluate that.
Yeah. Like maybe not try to control your child's life.
Exactly.
Okay, I have one.
Okay.
It's, am I the asshole for not taking down our Halloween decorations? Okay. My husband and I moved into this neighborhood about 2 years ago after we got married. We haven't been able to celebrate Halloween the last 2 years due to COVID. It's our favorite holiday, so this year we decided to go all out. We filled our yard with tombstones and skeletons. All of our bushes and trees are wrapped in fake webbing. The tree closest to the street having a huge 6-foot spider dangling from its limbs. The final touch was a huge rope web that we added extra webbing to fill it out that hangs from our roof all the way down to the street. We are not into gory stuff, so we put a couple of fuzzy spider decorations to place around the yard. It took us hours to decorate, and we were so excited. My husband looked like a kid in a candy store. Yesterday, while my husband was at work, I heard a knock on my door. It turned out to be my neighbor. He looked absolutely frantic. I didn't even have a chance to ask what was happening when he yelled in my face, "You need to take all this shit down." I was really taken aback. This neighbor has always been very nice to us. I've seen other houses decorate in the past few years, maybe not to this extent, but I know it's not against our HOA rules. I decided to ask if that was his issue just in case. He looked at me completely dumbfounded and started going off. "Cut the crap. You need to put all this away. My wife has arachnophobia. Your yard practically gave her a heart attack this morning." I kind of effed up here and laughed. I didn't think our purple fuzzy spiders with big googly eyes would even scare the little kids in the neighborhood. You're pulling my leg, right? He got in my face and practically stepped into my house. You're going to scare my wife to death. If you and your husband don't take all this shit down, I'm reporting you. I'm a retired police officer and I can make this a real problem for you. I started seeing red and getting really uncomfortable because I was completely home alone and my husband wouldn't be home for hours. Even if I wanted to take it down, it would be impossible without his help. Listen, this is our first time getting to celebrate Halloween in our house, and we really put a lot into our yard. We don't even have any gory or graphic decorations. None of our spiders even look realistic. Can we please not do this right now? And then the neighbor says, I don't give a shit, take it down or else. He didn't really give me a chance to answer. He just started walking back to his yard. Our decorations are not scary. Other neighbors have even said our yard is cute. We also spent a few $100s decorating. It would be a huge waste to take it all down. I haven't told my husband yet because I know he's petty and will throw a fit and probably decorate with even more spiders out of spite. I refuse to take down our decorations. This is really important to us, and I just want to enjoy my favorite holiday with my husband. Am I the asshole? And there's an update. A lot of you wanted to see my decorations, so here they are. You can see the big web fuzzy spiders on bushes and our big tree, or our big guy in the tree. I talked to my husband about it, and we're installing a Ring doorbell this weekend. I'll be taking it up with the HOA and documenting everything that happens going forward. Let me see if I can pull up the picture. Okay, this isn't even that bad. I thought it was gonna be so much worse. I don't know if you can like see that. It's like not like, I understand if you're scared of spiders, but like
here's my thing. I don't think this person is the asshole, but I definitely think they all could have handled it a little bit better.
yeah.
Like, okay, whatever. If the neighbor's wife has arachnophobia, like, it's an irrational fear. I get it. But like, if you know that this is a decoration, like, it should be fine. Or at least like they could have told their neighbors, like, we're putting up these things for our house. So like, just letting you know, like, we're gonna have fake spiders. Also, they didn't know. Like, how are they supposed to know?
I feel like the neighbor could have like talked
it's
about
really
it.
not that serious. Yeah, I like, based on the picture, I don't think it's that, like, it's not even, like you're saying, it's not like scary. And like, even if you have a fear of spiders, if you know that one's not real, like, it might not make your fear go away, but at least you'll know, like, it's not gonna move, or like, it's not going anywhere. I don't know. I think I mostly have a problem with the neighbor, like, basically threatening them, like,
Yeah.
being like, I'm a retired police officer, so like, I can make this a problem for you. Like, it was not that serious ever. You guys are just like arguing over decorations. Like maybe if you had handled it like calmly, you could have worked out a compromise and just like taken some of the spiders down. But now you have beef for no reason.
Yeah. But like, I really feel like had he gone over and been like, hey, like, this is genuinely like, my wife is like really scared. Like, is there any way that like you could like take some of the spiders down or something?
Yeah,
like,
or move them to another side,
backyard or something.
Yeah.
Like, he could have gone about it in a much better way instead of like storming over there, basically like trying to like get into her house and like in her face and being like, you have to take this down, like, because that's not gonna make anyone want to do that. Like,
exactly.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
And like, I think like maybe she should have taken the like some of the spiders down, or like put them somewhere else, like maybe, because there were also other decorations like in the yard that were like other than the spiders, but like like maybe not all of it, but like the big spider in the tree or something, like could have moved that somewhere else possibly, that it wasn't like as visible. But like at the same time, he was like a dick about it, so I wouldn't want to move my stuff either.
Exactly.
These people, man, they just crazy out here.
Yeah. Okay, I found one last one. I think we have time for one more.
Yeah.
It's already marked with a tag that says assholes. So I think the comments voted, but I think we're gonna enjoy the story and roasting this person.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Am I the asshole for telling my teen she can't go to a dance because I need her to babysit and she's my only option?
Yes.
My kids are Bindi 17, Ava 14, and Fritz 9. I'll cut right to the chase. My sisters and I are going for an overnight trip late this month. With my oldest sister's work schedule, the only time we can go for the foreseeable future is the 29th. This has been planned for several weeks. Bindi, the oldest, announced to me this week that her school is doing a Halloween dance on the 29th. She was so excited and planning her costume. I hated to burst her bubble, but I had to tell her she can't go. You see, Fritz is severely autistic. He's nonverbal, no eye contact, no toilet training, that sort of thing. This makes him much more difficult to leave with someone other than his sisters. I could find a sitter for them when they were younger, but the only people who will even take Fritz outside of our household are his grandparents, who cannot watch him that weekend. He also does well with Bindi, meaning she is literally our only option. No. Bindi didn't take it well and asked me why Ava can't watch him for a few hours while she's at the dance, since Ava has babysat before. Well, Ava's having surgery the Monday before that, nothing major, but she's not going to be healed up enough to deal with one of her brother's meltdowns by Friday. I'm not saying that would happen, but it's always a possibility. She can help, but someone else needs to be there, and that someone else is going to have to be Bindi. She responded by saying she didn't realize her siblings were so much more important and went up to her room scowling. I've tried knocking and calling, but she keeps sending me straight to voicemail. I get that she's upset and was really looking forward to this dance, but I'm going to need her to make a small sacrifice for the family right now. I fully intend to make it up to her, but does expecting her to be there for the family make me the asshole? And then note, Dad died when Fritz was a baby, so I'm a single mom, and my family all live in another state.
Yeah, you're terrible because honestly,
I think you're still the asshole. Yeah.
Like, the thing is, they didn't even try to find someone else. Like,
exactly.
At all.
Like, I'm sure that obviously, like, Fritz will do well with Bindi because they're family, but it's like, there are also sitters out there that are trained to, like, deal with kids who are not neurotypical. Like, they know how to take care of people. And also, like, the fact that, like, this child is 17, probably missed the huge chunk of her high school experience, is just trying to have a good time, and she's being, like, forced to, like, basically be a parent right now.
Yeah.
While you go on a trip with your sisters. Like, okay, you want to see your sisters, that's fine, but, like, you can always do it in the foreseeable future. Like, it's not, you have kids to worry about. I don't know why, like, you think that your sisters are more important than your kids. Like, they are your family, but it's like, you're directly responsible for your children.
Yeah, and the older sister's not responsible for the younger brother. Like, you're the parent, like, if you can't make it work, like, then you go watch your kid. Like,
exactly. Like, she's probably, like, your daughter's probably been looking forward to this for a long time. And, like, the fact that she hasn't been able to, okay, it said, like, she couldn't go to the dance in the past few years because of COVID. So, of course, she wants to go. And, like, you can give her responsibilities, but, like, just, like, making her do all this without, like, even thinking of any alternatives at all.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it would have been different had she asked and been like, could you please watch your brother? Like, we don't have any options. Or, like, been like, I'll try to find someone, but if I can't, like, find anyone, could you please, like, blah, blah. Like, that would have been, like, a much better way to go about it than being like, no, you have to, you can't go to the dance. Like,
exactly.
Just so terrible. This is, like, my sister's keeper. Like,
and then, okay, some of the comments are like, yeah, so you're going to leave your 17-year-old child as the parent for both your daughter who's having surgery and your son, Fritz. Like, that's a lot of responsibility for a kid. Like, I feel like people think that, like, 17-year-old, 18-year-olds are so old, but when I was 18, I literally felt like a child. So, like, you can't expect them to, like, do all this stuff. I don't know. It's just too much.
And the fact that, like, it wasn't even, like, I don't know, like, it wasn't even thought of, like, how am I trying to say this? She basically just, like, figured the daughter was, like, the alternative. She was like she's automatically gonna do it. Like not even giving her a choice at all. Just like, oh yeah, you can watch them. Like, you have to. Like,
yeah, you're okay. Basically, bottom line is, you were the parent. This is your problem. Why are you forcing your kids to be the parent? You need to figure out someone to take care of them. If you really, okay, like, she was saying, like, I want my child to sacrifice this dance, but, like, you're the one who's taking a trip, so, like, why don't you just make the sacrifice? You can have your whole life to do that. She's a kid. It's just bad.
Yeah, like, you shouldn't force your other kid to make a sacrifice. Like, you should have to take a sacrifice to take care of your own kid. Like, that's just how it is. I'm sorry.
Exactly. You're the parent. You signed up for this when you decided to have a kid. So, like, why don't you just deal with it? Because that's your problem, literally.
Yeah. Like, that child is not anyone else's responsibility to take care of but yours. Like, that is your like responsibility as the parent.
Yep.
Sorry.
And everyone agrees with us, so Yeah,
Yep.
this person really wrote that whole story out and was like, am I the asshole? Please
Yeah.
reevaluate.
I think it's
Like,
funny
come
because
on.
like when the people who like actually are the asshole like write these, I feel like they're like trying to be a pick me and they're trying to like find
Exactly.
people, like side with them because they know secretly that they're wrong.
Yeah, they're just
And
looking for someone to validate them and be like, oh, actually you're right. But like, you know that no one who like has common sense is going to read this and be like, oh well, she should be able to have her trip. Like, is it that serious?
no. And like, I don't know, if I was a parent and I was like going on a trip and it like came down to like my other kid sacrificing something, like I wouldn't want to like put that burden on them. Like I would
Yeah.
that would make me feel bad and it would ruin my trip.
Also, here's another thing. Why can't your sisters just come to your house? Literally just have a sisters night with your children. Like, you don't have to travel somewhere. Like, if they're already traveling somewhere, why can't they just come to you? That way you can do both. You can take care of your kid and see your sisters.
Also, like their family low-key sounds like trash because it's like, why are the sisters like allowing her to just like leave her kid like
exactly
with her
like
other kid? Like,
are they the ones who are like suggesting like, oh, like just get your daughter to do it? Like, I feel like if that was me, I'd be like, girl, we don't need to have a trip. Like, you can take care of your kids. Like, I understand.
yeah. Like if I was the sister or like the aunt or whatever, I would be like, yo, like we can all just like hang out a different time, like
Exactly.
out, like we can do a different weekend, like it's fine. And like I understand they have plans already.
Mm-hmm.
Like they might have had like plane tickets booked and whatever, and like yeah, like you can't really like move that around very easily. But it's like then like that one sister like just shouldn't have gone.
Yeah.
And like the other sisters could have gone. But
yeah, too much. Oh, well, that was interesting.
I feel like such a good person. Like I'm like, dang, I'm so much better than y'all. Y'all are trash. Oh my god.
And those were just like the really crazy ones. I feel like the range of stories on there is either like insane or it's just like normal, like whatever. Yeah. It's not that deep. Yeah. That's fun.
That was fun.
I enjoyed that.
I might like feel bad about myself. I'm gonna look on this. Like, yeah, I'm gonna look at Am I the Asshole?
If you find some,
like,
if you find some more, if you find some more juicy ones, send them to me. I'll read them later.
Yes.
But yeah, this is very entertaining. Highly recommend if anyone needs something to do. I feel like this would be fun drunk too.
Yes. Oh my god. It would be. I would literally be screaming. I'd be like, "You are the
yeah, we would be like standing up fighting, like roasting someone so hard.
Yeah. I want to like find one that's controversial though, because I feel like we agree on like most of them.
Yeah.
This is in the wrong, but I want to find one where it's like, I don't know if they're in the wrong.
Yeah. Did you hear about that thing that was going around on Twitter? It was like that photographer at the wedding and he asked for food because he was starving and they didn't give him food, so he deleted the pictures and left. That one has been very controversial on Twitter right now. But I feel like I would do the same thing. Like, you're paying me, like, if you're paying me to take pictures for like what, like 7 hours, how am I gonna do it if I'm starving?
And like they probably had plenty of food, like
exactly. Like, even if you do plan for how much food you're gonna have to like cater, like there's still gonna be leftover food. There's always leftover food. You couldn't spare like a single like a slice of a cake. Yeah, like literally a slice of bread or like just something simple. You couldn't even spare that for your photographer. But then I was like reading threads on Twitter and people were like siding with the wedding, like the people in the wedding. I was like, what's wrong with you? You're just gonna let your photographer starve? Well, that's your problem for now not having any pictures, because I would be mad too.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. It's just crazy to see like what types of situations make people like side with the ones who are assholes and like which don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if it
understand.
says something about like your own experience or something, probably, or like
Yeah.
just how you view like relationships between people.
Different perspectives.
Yeah.
The photographer one, I understand like it was probably wrong to like delete all the pictures because they now don't have any wedding pictures, but like
Yeah.
they didn't have to do that. Like they didn't have to be
Yeah.
so rude.
Exactly.
Mm.
Anyways, thanks for listening to this episode. Well, this concludes the Am I the Asshole test, rating tests. Don't know when or what the next episode will be, but we'll be here one day.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be great.
Let us know what you want to hear next.
Yep. All right.
What else? Like, comment, subscribe. Yep.
Yeah.
Bye. How do I stop it? Okay.